Hey, I'm now one of those Minecraft self-help channels. Look, this video sucks. This video sucks already. But yeah, this video sucks. It's gonna be stuttery. The gameplay is stuttery. I tried so many things to get it right. I tried everything except whatever is necessary to fix it. I did everything, and it doesn't work. It's stuttery. But if you look past the aesthetically unpleasing nature of it and recognize how on theme it is for this video. Yeah, how's that for a positive spin? This video is representative of my mental state. It's actually art. This video that I recorded like 3 weeks ago. It's been a while. I had the idea to make this video like 2 months ago. I loved it. I immediately wanted to get started on it. Had a few issues in recording, but that's not the point. The point is, it took me 2 months to record gameplay and talk over it. Which brings me to the point of this video. I've been feeling stuck in my life for like, I want to say 2 years now. And it's been affecting everything, especially this YouTube channel. I'm not entirely sure what to call it, because I've been feeling stuck, but truthfully, like, the symptom of that, I'd say, is exhaustion. I'm just exhausted. And I know that's a pretty vague term, so like I'll try and define what I mean by that. And I'm still not entirely sure if this is like a burnout or what, but I definitely remember there being a point like 2 years ago before this started where kind of steadily, gradually just noticed a decline in like energy overall. And like, I mean in everything, like big ones that were impacted is like social life, for sure. Just kind of canceling plans way more often. Being sort of generally flaky. And like I tried to be honest about it at first, like I'd say, oh, I don't think I'm gonna go because I'm just tired today. And then I'd use that, and then the next week there'd be something else that I get invited to, then I'm like, nah, I'm tired again. And then at that point I'm like, okay, I've used this excuse twice now, back to back, within the span of a week. Like I can't do this. So then I'd start like lying, saying, oh, I'm busy, because that's less embarrassing. I don't know. Yeah, it's less embarrassing. It felt less embarrassing, but I don't know. It's not the truth. So then every once in a while I'd force myself to go out, even, despite how I'm feeling. And I'd come back home feeling worse, like just more exhausted than I was before. And like, I think it's generally true. Some people get energized by social interaction. Some people find it taxing, hanging out with people. That's kind of, I think, irrelevant in this. I think it's like, because I had never experienced that effect to such an intense degree before this. But then I started noticing, like, I would hang out with my friends for an hour one day, and then I'd be tired the entire next day. I'd be, like, in bed. I just want to drill in the point that it was pretty disabling. But I tried to turn my efforts elsewhere. I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna stay home this day, I can work on my like video games. I can make something cool. But this exhaustion does not discriminate. Everything is its victim. And I'd be like excited about these projects too. I'd be writing notes down for hours, just kind of thinking and like writing stuff, which is good. That's something that was done, I guess. Not that everything's about productivity, but like it just feels good to get something done. That's kind of true. That's kind of just true. So I always felt good if I got that done, but I would never actually like start working on anything because it was just the like task was too much to comprehend. I don't know. I feel like I'm not explaining this very well. I'm also kind of curious, like, if anyone does understand what I'm saying. If you're comfortable sharing, please let me know in the comments, because I'm so confused. about what this all is. I'm speaking in past tense, but honestly, I'm still kind of going through this. Yeah, and I can't even like, I don't even really want to get into how this affected school and employment and all that. That's probably for another time. Point is, it affected everything. I could not escape it, and I all I knew was that I was exhausted, and I couldn't really bring it up because then I'd try and like confide in someone about it, and they'd be like, "Okay, well, what's so exhausting? What's so stressful?" It's like everything, nothing in particular, but kind of everything. But not in like an anxious way. Like I'm definitely anxious, but I think people get the idea. Like I try and tell them, and they think like, okay, so he's very anxious, which is probably not too wrong. But like that's not the point, I guess. I got really tired of that being the takeaway from everything. What am I talking about in chat? What is this? I recorded this so long ago. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, I was having trouble. I wasn't feeling understood at all because everyone was like kind of seeing this as an anxiety thing, and I couldn't prove it, but I was like, it's not. It's just not. It's something different. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. So then I would try things like, okay, well, I need structure. I need to have goals. I need to have passions. Because I think I kind of assumed that I was like depressed, didn't have like a purpose in my life. So that was kind of the solution. The idea was, okay, get a calendar, start working on that thing. Get a journal, get some habits. Yeah, I keep trying to think of ways to like prove what I'm talking about, like demonstrate the effect, but all I can say is like it's just tiring. I think you can look at my like YouTube uploads and the distance between them and except apply that like to everything. Yeah, call it burnout, call it being stuck. I feel like they're sort of similar, maybe not. I'm not sure. Um, Once again, if anyone resonates with this, please let me know. This isn't a cry for help. I'm just kind of curious at this point. I feel like I'm doing a bit better. If I had made this video 2 months ago, it absolutely would have been a cry for help. I'd like to think I made it out of that point. Anyway, back to what I was saying. But I'm not like really depressed or anything. I have all sorts of things I want to do. I have goals, I have plans, passions, projects, but I just don't do them. And I'm trying to figure out why. A few months ago, I decided like I think I really just need a win. I need to get like my confidence back up, get some momentum going. So I started this YouTube channel, and this was back in October. I got really excited about this YouTube channel. I was obsessed with it because I want to make things so bad. And since then, I haven't lost that passion, but I haven't been working on it. YouTube was my idea to get this win because I thought, yeah, I could, I don't even really care how well the videos do. I just kind of want to make something that other people see. And I was super passionate and excited about this thing, even if it was hard to work on. Just because it takes a lot to make a video. It does. But I planned everything out. I planned out like my first like 3 months of YouTube. I kind of had like I kind of gave myself like an entire game plan to follow because my idea was like I should really get some momentum going. So that way I feel like it's harder to stop, If I get something going, I'm going to want to continue. Because I kind of felt that was my issue. It was like an inertia thing. I just need to get going, need some momentum. So I planned out a bunch of things. Did a lot of them. Managed to do a lot of them, I think just because I planned really well. I'm thankful that a lot of that worked out. But it quickly faded. Like as soon as everything stopped being like planned down to the every word, majorly slow down. I mean, you could look at the dates. It's obvious. A big part of this is Moonward Taylor, the video game, random prompt game series I was working on. Oh my god, I just died there. It's embarrassing. That is embarrassing. I really put that in the video? Yeah, how did that? Okay. Anyway, I enjoy game development on my own, but I was like, I'm making a series out of this. It's gonna be awesome. People are gonna like see this, and I'm gonna feel even more inclined to work on this harder. So I thought like, okay, for sure, like no doubt about it. I've got a cool thing going here that I'm excited to work on. And it just fell apart. Like I think this was really the tough lesson I learned where like it's not an issue of wanting. It's not a motivation thing. And it was really drilled into me because I tried to fight that. I did fight that. I made videos yeah, despite my brain screaming at me not to do that. I still kind of am. Like I'm not entirely done with this. I gave myself a due date on that and ended up going overboard. Overboard. Ended up going over the due date, which that was kind of the part I was most sad about because I was like, at least if this project doesn't go well, it's a short deadline. It'll be done over soon enough. But um, it went on longer, and like, truthfully, I'm not sad about this. I'm kind of just happy that I finished it. But man, I can't stop thinking like, if I was doing better, it could have been so much better. I could have made something cooler. But it's not just about YouTube. Like, I really want to emphasize this. Like, everything in my life has just been kind of lame because I don't, I don't like have the energy or anything. It's the lamest feeling in the world. Like, it's not actually. I don't know. It's normal to struggle. It's okay to struggle, but it's the lamest feeling in the world to be like at home all day doing nothing. Maybe you slept in, maybe you took an extra nap. Maybe you slept in and took a nap. Like that's kind of the basis we're talking about. Doing nothing. And then someone's like, "Hey, do you want to hang out?" On your completely empty day that you've already spent 8 hours doing nothing with. And you're like, "Nah, I'm tired." Okay, I died again. What the heck? Oh my god, dude. Get it together. I'm talking about Minecraft, me, not in real life. But also in real life, get it together. But yeah, it's like I'd have to tell friends like, "Nah, I'm tired," or I wouldn't say that. I'd make up something because it's embarrassing to be like, "I did nothing today, but I'm exhausted and I'm not going to hang out with you because I can't handle that." Yeah, I guess that's the other part I didn't touch on. Everything feels like insane. I don't know. The smallest task feels monumental. I guess I did kind of touch on that. Whatever. I don't think I could adequately or like explain this in a satisfying way, so I'm kind of just hoping that someone's going to pick up on what I'm getting at. Hopefully. Yeah. If you can't relate or anything, that's fine. I think like no one in my immediate circle, I don't think anyone in my immediate circle can understand, so or at least not that I know of. So you're not alone. It's a tough, it's a weird thing to try and explain. And yeah, every time I'd push myself to finish something, it would get so much worse afterwards. I really noticed that when I made that second Moonward Taylor video. That one I was like, I just got to get this out. I've got to finish this. I've just got to finish this video, get something done. Like, locked myself in my room, finished that video, ended up making something that I just feel like could have been way better had I been doing better. And then kind of dealt with the repercussions of forcing myself beyond a point, you know. My body was clearly not wanting me to do that, and I did it anyway. And I suffered for it. And ended up just feeling a whole lot more burnt out. Which is, yeah, it's crazy because like I haven't told anyone in my life about this channel, in my real life, and I've put a lot of effort into it in the past few months. Not like a crazy amount, but definitely a lot of my available energy has gone towards this. And so it's crazy that like I'm not telling anyone about this, and I'm already exhausted even if I wasn't doing this. So you can imagine how everything else in my life is going. Yeah, this isn't meant to be a super sad video. I kind of just want to like get a discussion going because I feel like, I mean, it's not a, I'm sure it's not unique. I know it's not unique for a fact, but like it's so hard to talk about. And not even emotionally. It's not like it doesn't bring up any, it's not hard to talk about in that sense. It's hard to talk about literally. I don't know how to describe this. I'm doing my best. And if anyone understands, if anyone can explain this better, I'd love to see your attempt. And that's not a challenge, that's an invitation. Please help me describe this. So, kind of brings me to the last point I want to make. I wouldn't like consider myself a victim of hustle culture or anything like that. Like I don't know. It doesn't seem like a thing, but I feel like it must be subconsciously, considering some of the issues I've been having. But I saw this video recently. Was it a video or a post? I don't remember. But it was like, January is gone. That's 30 days you will never, ever get back. And it's like trying to guilt trip you to do more work. It's saying like work harder because your time is limited. It's the saddest thing you could say to someone. It's the most depressing thing to say to someone. But what really kind of stood out to me was like 2 years ago, before all this, I would have looked at that and kind of been like, damn, that's some hard truth right there. There's something really real about that. There's something really real. Really, really real. Really, really real about that. This guy's speaking the truth. We got limited time. You got to work hard. And now it's like, now I saw that recently. I saw it a couple weeks ago. I was just like, shut up. Shut up. Like, I guess that's the one positive takeaway from this experience, this state of my life, is like, I think I'm immune to hustle culture now. Which honestly, that's not nothing. Like, I'm pretty happy about that. I see through it. I'm woke. My third eye is like huge, glaring at everything. Whatever. But I think it also raised another point, which is like, I don't need some perspective shift. That's not gonna fix this. Yeah, I don't have like a long, pretty story for this, but the solution to this problem, well, I'm not done with the problem, but I think what the big solution here is, in retrospect, is pretty glaringly obvious, is like, you gotta take care of yourself. You gotta rest. If you're feeling tired all the time, it's probably because you're tired, and your body's like, hey, you're tired. And if you ignore that, it's not gonna go away. It's gonna show up some other way. It's the strangest thing in my life, and it's been going on for 2 years. Strangest thing in my life, and it's been going on for 2 years now. It's so difficult to talk about from a literal standpoint. But recently I've been really focusing on just prioritizing, like, if I'm not feeling it, don't feel guilty. Don't beat yourself up or anything. Don't plan for another day. Don't even like reschedule. Just put it away. And like let your mind not think about it. Rest. It boils down to rest. And not just like sleeping, but getting that out of your mind. Yeah. I think that's kind of it. Thanks for watching if you watched this far. I hope, like, if you can relate in any way, I hope this helped, because I would have loved to hear this sort of thing. Not that I didn't. There's a YouTube video for anything, really. A podcast for anything. And if this was your choice for your issues, then I hope it helped in some way. Sincerely, and if you're willing, feel free to share your story. I would love to hear it. One last thing. It's got to be active rest. You have to, like, choose. You got to want to rest. Dedicate time to rest. That's what really kind of started to get some results for me, was when I forced myself, like, hey, at 1 p.m., take a nap. Don't even question it. You don't get a choice. You have to nap at 1 p.m. And it's like, okay. Fine, if you say so. Yeah, it's not the same to come home from like a social event and be like, okay, I'm not going to do anything for the rest of the day. This is my rest time. Maybe that works for you. I found that wasn't enough for me. I found that I really need to like plan to rest, because otherwise I'm it's hard to put it, but I really found that passive rest wasn't doing it enough for me. I need to do something that actively rejuvenates me or demands nothing from me. Like, I've gotten really into doing like jigsaw puzzles just because I need something that's like, you know, you feel some sort of dopamine from putting a piece in the right place, so it's not nothing, but it's not demanding of you. No one's like timing me to see how quickly I can do the puzzle. That's a good idea. I should try that. I should try that when I'm in a better mental state. But yeah, that's the kind of thing I mean. Like, really do something that any sort of stress placed upon you is going to worsen your condition. If you're experiencing what I was experiencing, that's kind of what helped me out. It could be completely different, but that's what I found. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna watch this back and hope I didn't get too personal. I feel like that was all over the place, but this video kind of, it was going to be all over the place, let's be real. This format lends itself to being whatever. Stop recording, stop talking, you're done.